Morning, everybody. Um, it's another Saturday to dive into software application development and cyber security. Uh, Before we go on to for revisions and go into today's class, I'd like to make some announcements. Sorry, please, if you can hear me, can you signify in the chat room, please? Please, if I am audible enough, just give me a signal in the chat room. Can anybody hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you, sir.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Abiodun. Okay, so like I was saying, we have a test going on. If you don't know, you are knowing now. Please check the WhatsApp group, check the Telegram group, take your test, and make sure to always check for the group for important announcements and instructions. Also, in every of the tests, there are instructions given. Please endeavor to read that. Um, we have been getting so many complaints about uppercase, lowercase issues where it is clearly stated in the test that you should type out in uppercase. So please, um, this is just for the test. If you're going to go forward to exams, we are not going to take such complaints as it was clearly stated in the instructions. Also, if you have not registered for the course, please endeavor to do so, as your test and upcoming exams will only be recorded if you're registered for the course. So last week we considered citizenship education. Abiodun was there, Zainab was there. If you can take a minute, Abiodun, to tell us a bit of what you learned in last class, either the cybersecurity side or the citizenship education. So Abiodun, just get in a few seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute, just tell us what you learned from the class.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Uh,
so you were in the last class. What were some key things? Just in 30 seconds, doesn't have to be so long. Just tell us what you really learned in the last class.
all right. What I learned from that class, especially from citizenship education, under the aspect of Nigerian Constitution. So I learned a lot about Nigerian Constitution. It, it enlightened me more about Nigerian Constitution and both my rights and my obligations.
All right. That's a great one. That's that's really nice. So if you need you can go back to the classes on YouTube. All classes are now posted. I think Abiodun, you texted me over the week for the link, the YouTube link. So it's up now, and
All
I
right.
posted it on the Telegram group. So do well to check it out and get on the course. So before we kick off, okay, before we kick off today's class, let's still give let's have 3 minutes and see if people still coming to the class, and then we kick off. Okay, so we've tried reaching out to everyone, and I guess for one reason or the other, they were unable to join the call, or would probably join the call shortly. Um, but not to keep us waiting, today our trainer, Olugbenga Ajewole, would be taking us through introduction to internet. We all use the internet, and we all probably don't know the basic things about the internet. I mean, everybody just know, okay, you just open your browser, you type in www dot your that's your you type your link, and it just comes up. You're on the internet. But we need to know the basics of everything, the all the crooks and the nooks of the internet. I mean, we're going to consider the history, we're going to consider how the internet works, and the core components of the internet. I'm sure some of us don't know the components as hardware, software, and protocols. I know Mr. Ajewole is going to take us all through of that, and internet services, the impact of internet, the internet access. I mean, we are it's really going to be insightful. The knowledge you're going to gain today, it's you're going to be surprised that okay, this internet I just used randomly is there's a lot to it. There's a lot for it to work. So without taking too much time while we wait for orders and class will also be available on YouTube subsequently. We are going to invite Mr. Olugbenga Ajewole to take us through. Mr. Olugbenga, the floor is yours.
All right. Uh, Hello, everybody. Hello, class. How you doing today? Can you hear me, please?
Yes, Mr. Olugbenga, yes, we can hear you.
All right. All right. Amazing. Okay. How you doing? I see. I can see a familiar face. Abiodun Areo. How you doing today? You can unmute to answer that. No problem. Zaina Bakinla. I believe I. Abiodun, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Okay. Okay. Great. Okay. Um. So let's start with the class, right? So today, in today's class, we'll learn what internet is, right? On our learning objective, we have knowing the meaning and historical background of internet. We have understand how to navigate the internet and common website functionality. Okay, understanding the configuration, email clients and calendar. Understand social media and various internet communication methods. We will understand the online conferencing and streaming, and understanding digital principles, ethics, skills, and citizenship. Know the challenges to internet growth and penetration in Nigeria. Right? So the that's our learning objective for today. So let me share my screen so that we can kickstart the class as it is. Right? Okay. I mean the number of participants right now is not really impressive. I mean what is the call? The call will be recorded, so I believe they will check it out at their own leisure time. Yeah. Please, can you see my screen? I'm currently sharing the.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, amazing. Can the students see it as well?
Yes, I will go see your screen, sir.
Amazing. Okay, great. So for this journey, I want to call it a journey because right now it will be beyond introduction. It will be what you can do, right? You will understand the core concept. So I will be taking this further because it will not, like I said, it will be beyond introduction. I want to let you understand how computer work itself, how the internet works. For you to understand, for you to understand internet, you have to understand how it works, right? So in this our curriculum, these are learning objectives. I added one extra, right? So that is what I will be starting with. So what we'll be taking today is introduction to internet. But you have to understand how computer works itself, right? So we'll be going through that with how computer thinks, the magic of binary. So from that, I'll take you through the internet and just to, create a fundamental knowledge of how all these things come together, right? Is that okay? Can we get started?
Yes, sir.
Are we ready for the ride?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So how computer thinks, the magic of binary, right? That is what I want to take you through. So I want you to have your pen and paper with you because we'll be doing a little bit of calculation. They are just basic calculations. You don't need to like do much or two things, right? So let's go. The language of ones and zeros. That is how computer thinks. All computer know is ones and zeros. So now you might ask me that ones and zeros, but you can successfully type your ABC. You can type your name out on the internet, and then your name will come in as Abiodun or Zainab, right? So, but I'm telling you today that what computer understands are just ones and zeros. It does not understand anything else. It is either on or off. It is either true or false. That is what computer is good or it's bad. There is no oh maybe nah. So now we're going to explore something that is at the heart of every single thing. Your phone, your laptop, the game console, everything does binary. Everything. When you're sending emoji, that's your interpreting when computer interprets that, right? When computer compile that and interpret that, right? It is using binary. But because it is fast nowadays, I mean, think of people in the 1950s, right? When you're thinking of how they are working then, how they can interact through computer, we'll go through the history of internet. So there we will talk about the history. All right, I don't want to take you too much on the history, but right now I want to let you understand what binary is, the language of computer. That computer only understand ones and zeros, right? But today, in this our era right now, computer is very fast to the extent that it does the ones and zeros and you don't even say it. I mean, look at my keyboard now. I'm using my laptop as of right now. My keyboard, on my keyboard, I have my, sorry about that. So on my keyboard, I have numbers. I have my, you know, my keyboard in essential. I have all these numbers on it. I have how I can do functions, how I can create things and do all of these things on my keyboard. But believe me when I tell you that when I type A computer in its background, which is very fast, you see when you type A, it goes as A, it projects A for you, and you're like, wow, oh, okay, it is very easy. I mean, straight up A, you don't even know what is going on underneath. But computer is doing its own mathematical calculation, right? When you type A, you've created a function telling computer that, okay, these ones and zeros, I want you to put ones and zeros. God knows how many numbers, but we'll get to know it together. We'll do all the calculations together in this class. Give me a minute. All right, I'm back. Am I still audible?
Hello, sir. We can't really hear you again, sir.
Yeah, I have for a minute. I'm back now.
All right.
Can we hear me now? Okay. Thank you.
I think it's breaking. There is breaking.
How bad is it breaking?
Sir?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now, right?
Okay. Give me a minute. Let me position the internet well. Hello, can we hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hello, is it better now?
Yes, yes, we can
Yes,
hear
we can
you.
hear you.
Okay, great, great. Okay, let's continue. First. So now, like I was saying, I want to take us through how the what they call computer interpreters, like it does it very fast now that we don't even know that it is doing it. Back then in the 1950s, I mean, computers were very slow, right? And you cannot even process things faster, right? So now, have you ever wondered how a computer see your picture, your video, or even the words you type? Well, spoiler alert, it is all just ones and zeros. Now let's break it down. Okay, what is binary? First thing we want to do. Now, how do we count numbers? How do we count number in school? What did they taught us about numbers? Now, when we want to count number, we start from zero or maybe one, as you've been taught in school, right? You go from 1 to 10, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But now in computer, like normally that as well is like 0 to 9, right? So I mean, you believe me if I tell you that there is no new number. All we are just doing is picking from 0 to 9. From 10, you shall pick a number from 0 to 9, right? To bring out 10, 100, 200, 250. I mean, all we're bringing together is zeros and nine, right? So let's say from our own understanding of number, it is 0 to 9, right? It's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? That is the decimal system, right? In base 10. But binaries is like that, but way simpler. It only has 2 digits, is 0 and 1. And why? Because computers are made of electronic components that can be on or off. One means on, and zero means off. That is the native language of computers. All right. What computer understands is either on or off. It is like a switch, like a bulb switch. When you want to off it, you shout, I don't know, maybe you're putting it down, you're turning it down or turning it off. A bulb switch, right? You press the button to say off and a button to say on. So that's how computer thinks. Computer does not understand the numeric numbers or decimal system, which is base 10. What it understands is ones and zeros. All right. I hope I'm creating a fundamental because we go to the what is it called experiment aspect, right? Which I'll show you some things, and this I'm just trying to create from the foundation for all of that. All right. I hope you're following so far.
Yes, sir.
Anybody? Are we?
Yes, sir, we see
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Benga.
All right. All right. Thank you. Okay. Why do computers use binary? That's the question. Now, computers don't understand English or even numbers. I mean, you'd be like, come on now, I can just be on my phone and on my WhatsApp, just type, hello, how are you? What does I mean, what do I mean by computer does not understand English? I mean, you're typing in English. But I'm telling you that behind, computer is doing is ones and zeros. It's calculating in binary. All computer understand is binary, right? And they run electric. They use electric signal so that to know maybe it is on or off, right? We'll talk about all of these things. I'm just trying to create a foundation for the understanding as well. So just flow along. You get the concept very soon. Now the on and off is what matches where our on is one and our off is zero, right? Let's continue. Now bit and byte. Okay, I hope you can see this clearly. Let me present it. So for bit and byte, the smallest piece of data in a computer is called a bit. That is just one or zero, right? But computers doesn't work with bits alone. They usually group them. Now, when you group 8 bits, that makes a byte. That makes 1 byte, right? And a byte is enough to store one letter. or symbol. So when you type the word I, that is 2 bytes, 2 separate bytes, okay? One for age and one for I. All right, we'll do that with you typing your name in bits, in bytes rather, right? With ones and zeros, you will able to get your name, your full, maybe your first name and your last name, or we can just do only your first name. Okay, you do that, you get to that understanding real soon. Okay, so now counting with binaries. Let's say we want to count to 10 in binary. It is like that. We use place values just like when we do decimal. In decimal, we use power of 10 to ordinary, 10 units. But in binary, we use power of 2. I hope I'm not I hope I'm not complicating things for us. I would say following. We'll get to the understanding, but is the foundation going well?
Yes, sir, with you.
Okay, great, great, great. All right. So like I said, for decimal, it uses power of hundreds, tens, units, but binary, like by means two, right? So binary use power of two. Just code it as that. By means two. So it uses power of two. And we said that, do you remember what we said? Let me pull up a form. Uh, Let me pull up a Word document. Okay. Let me zoom this in. Okay. So now we said earlier that binary use power of two, right? That's two. Two. We have two. Okay. What is going on? Why is this not doing this? Okay. We have two. Raised to power of eight. Because we said earlier that in a byte we have we have 8 bits. Earlier, when we're talking about bits, in a byte we have 8 bits. Okay. So now, when we want to interpret that, we say 2 raised to power of what? Let's use a sign to denote the raised to power. Raised to power of 8. Uh, Subscript. Let me use subscript 8. Right? Right? We said 2 raised to power of 8. Because here I said that they for bits they are just two. They are just 0 or 1. But computer doesn't work with bits alone. They usually group them 8 bits, make a byte. Okay. So now for our 8 bits make a byte, that will be equivalent to 8 raised to power 2 raised to power 8 is what, please guys? Are we there? Please do me the rough calculation real quick so that we can go ahead. Abiodun, will you be so kind to do 2 raised to power 8? 2 in 8 places. What is 2 in 8 places?
256.
2 what? 56. Thank you. 256. Sorry about that. We have 256. Okay, that is it. 256. Now let's split this into 8 places. So that because we said it is in 8 bits, right? In 8 places. So let's split it. We will have what? What will start? Let's start from uh okay, I have it penned down here. We have 128 plus we have 64 plus 32 plus 8 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1. And when we calculate all this together, what will it be? Can someone do the calculation as well? I'm getting somewhere. Can someone do the calculation? If you're lost, just tell me, right? But don't worry, you won't get lost after this foundation. Once you get to the calculation aspect, you understand what I'm trying to say. Can someone help me with the calculation real quick? Instead going, you have to call names. Uh, Reinhard, Aaron, you haven't said anything. Are you there, Zainab?
Please, can you go back to your screen?
Okay, tell me. All right, thank you. This is our screen. Can you do the calculation real quick?
239.
Two what?
239.
Please calculate again.
Go to 39.
239. Let's do the calculation together. Oh, okay. I'll open my calendar. Okay, we have 128 plus, let's just copy and paste.
64.
That should work. Copy and paste. Should be able to do the trick. Okay. Does not do the trick. Okay, let's go one after the other.
128
128
plus
plus
64
64 plus
32
32 plus
plus 8
8 plus
plus 2.
no plus 4
Oh, it's 4. Sorry, 4.
4 plus 2 oh
Plus
okay
1.
okay yeah you're right. So but we are wrong somewhere. It was not meant to give us 234, right? So let's see where we're wrong. So what we are doing right now is that we are calculating when you say 2 times 2 is 4, right? 4 times 4 is 8. Now 8 times 8 is what?
I think it's 64
Oh,
now. I
okay.
think
No, let's
maybe
go again.
16 is no.
Now let's go again. Sorry. 2 plus 2 rather. 2 plus 2 is 4.
I think
Now 4 plus
16 is
4 is
maybe
8. All right, thank you. Okay, so
16.
in our calculation we have 16 missing. In our calculation we have 16 missing. Let's take plus 16. We should get 255. Okay, great. So yeah, apologies for that. Okay, apologies for that. So now we have our 2 splitted in this 256, 255 rather. This 255. So now, like I said, zeros is a whole number. So when we're counting our decimal, right? Earlier when I told us about our decimal, is 0 to 9. That is the normal. That is where we derive our 100. That's where we derive all numbers from. Is just a combination of this one and 0. So when starting with a zero, we counted it as one. So a zero is a whole number on its own, which is one. So that makes it 256. If we say plus is zero right now, I mean, it doesn't change any value. It doesn't add any value to it as well. When counting it as one, that makes it what? 256. So that is the 2 raised to power 8, which is 256. And what did we say about this? This is a bit, right? This is a bit in 8 places. That makes it a byte, right? Are we still following? Or the newcomer are getting lost? Are we?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So now what I'm trying to do is to create a foundation for this mathematical expression that we're going to be working on. So like I said, what our computer understands is just ones and zeros. All our ABC that we type on the keyboard are just ones and zeros. Okay. So how does now what we want to do right now is how does the internet interpret it? How does computer interpret it? How does it do its mathematics? Right? So we try to be in a place, we're putting ourselves in a place of computer, and then we're doing the calculation ourselves. Okay? So now, starting with that, where were we? Okay, we're here, counting in binary. Okay, now we're here. So what does computer use binary? Why do computer use binary rather? Computer doesn't understand English. Okay, we said this. I think we established this part earlier, or even numbers. The way we do, they run electric signals that either flow in or not. It is either it is on or it is off, right? So we talk about bytes, right? And we came to counting in binaries. So counting in binaries was what we were on earlier, right? And then we've established this that one to that power, right? Which we did earlier. Now binary to letters, ASCII. Now text on your screen is just binary. They are binary too. Computer use something called ASCII, ASCII. It is like a translation chart. Every letter, number, and symbol has a matching binary code. For example, the letter H is, can you believe that when you type letter H, right, on your keyboard, this is what the computer understands. Is 011, is 01, is 001 in binary. When you type letter H, even on your phone keyboard, I mean, that's computer. Everything is a computer. All right. Anything is a computer. How they configure our electricity that you're having power, it is through computer. It is through the knowledge of computer. I mean, it is computer itself. Your fan that you put on IS, that's computer, right? That's computer at work. So, and what computer understand is just ones and zero, on or off, right? So, can you believe that your the letter H is 011, is 01, is 001? Look at this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's what we have in binary, right? When your computer sees this code, it knows it is to show the letter H automatically. And like I stated earlier, when you do that, when you press H, computer is so fast nowadays that you don't even see it coming. You don't see the calculation being shown on the screen. So binary is everywhere, right? Everything on your computer, not just word, is binary. The image, right? This image, this current image that I'm showing you, this presentation that we are on as of right now, uses pixel. You know, everything comes together in pixel, right? And each pixel are made of color. And those colors are represented in binary using system like RGB, the red, green, and blue, right? Now, sounds are recorded as waves, and those are stored as binaries too. Okay. So the game you play, the TikTok you watch, it is all just ones and zeros, but they are really fast and in huge quantity, right? So now, how does computer see ones and zeros? Now, a long time ago, I think I'll show this in the history of internet. We'll talk about this in the history of internet, right? What they used earlier before now, right? So now let's go to, let me represent this, let me show this, let me present this so that you can understand very well what it is. Okay, so these are the decimal, right? These are the decimal. Now these are the characters. So the symbol, other symbols, all these symbols, exclamation mark, codes, hashtags, and all of this. This is it. It's 32. In a normal decimal, it is 33. Rather, sorry, it's 33. And this symbol. Now, from your name now, let me take Abiodun for an example. You're going to be representing this. You look at this decimal, right? You do the calculation for what is it called? For computer, right? So believe me when I tell you that your character A, you can Google this on the internet, it's out there. Internet, it is out there. So your character A, 65. This is it. A and B is what? Abiodun, right? 66. We'll do the calculation how computer interprets this as ones and zeros. We do 66 so that we get the scope of it. So Abiodun B Abi, that's I that follows, right? So you go to I, you can, these small letters have their own character, have their own decimal rather, right? They have their own decimal. If you're using A as capital letter and then B as small letter, that's 98, right? I is 105. We represent all of this and then you'll be able to see it in action. So, but for this now, after I'll send you the slides, right? So that you can, because there will be assignment on it as well. All right. So now our binary calculation. This is what we have. This is what we've represented, right? We've represented 128, 64, 32, 16, 8, 4, 2, and 1. But all of these are zeros. Now, I hope you are still following when I said that when something is on, that's when it is 1. When it is off, that's when it is 0, right? And what is off? You don't count what is off. We only count what is on. I mean, when you put on something that you see light. When it is off, you can't see light, right? Like I'm using an electricity for an example. Maybe there's light outside and you have your bulb, the switch. When you put it on, press on, that's one, right? That's when you see that, okay, yeah, it is working. But when you put it off, it is off, that is zero. It is not counting anything, right? It is not showing you anything, okay? So for this case, right, we have bunch of zeros and this, all of these are off as of right now, rather, sorry. We have all of this off. We want to now use it to represent, we want to use it to do the calculation that computer does, what computer do as of right now, right? We want to use it to calculate it. We want to use it to understand this chart. So let me do something real quick. I'll let me see if I can copy and go to our chat and please everybody visit the chat. Let me see if I can paste it. Can I? I cannot. Let me put it up from. Okay, yeah, this is it. Okay, it is loading. Please let that be in front of you so that we'll know where we are going. Okay. Have you guys downloaded it yet? Can you say it yes? And my people see on the call?
Yes, sir, we can see it now.
Okay, great. All right. So we're going to do the job of computer, but I want to calculate what computer. Now, you see, when I started out, let me tell you a bit of the story why we need to understand this, because some of you might look like it's not really my thing. I mean, computer is doing this job. Why am I stressing? But this is a software development application class. The software application development class. So you have to understand these prerequisites. This is like the beginning. In the beginning, right? You have to understand it. It's like a prerequisite to whatever you want to do in the software field. Either being you want to code, you want to everything. Just name it. I mean, you'll be a programmer, you want to be a data scientist, application developer, anything you want. Now, let me tell you a bit about myself. When I was starting out, I mean, like everybody else, I did mathematics in school, Lagos State University, right? When I was starting out, I I grew passion for um, software development. That is what came by me being a software engineer and all of that. So I grew passion for it, and I felt like I need to start from the basics. And I felt like the basics is what HTML and CSS, which I was wrong, right? HTML and CSS is never the basics. HTML and CSS is simple. You can grab that in like first week. It took me about 2 weeks to grab HTML and CSS. I was working on projects. I started working on projects, creating emails, email structured templates in like the third week, I was creating landing page and all of that, doing cards, flyers, and all of that. Not like what's it called, design flyers, but cards. Cards is what we call it, right? In HTML, right? So I was creating buttons, doing all of that. It was easy. But now, when it comes to JavaScript, I mean, I felt like I should be able to pick up JavaScript in about 1 month. But unfortunately, JavaScript took me about 3 months, and I was still on it, right? I was still on the development process, still struggling. So I have to retract myself. I have to think outside the box. What is missing? What am I not understanding? So I realized that I don't even understand how the internet works and what is there in JavaScript that I'm not understanding, right? So in JavaScript, I use a language, I use a framework rather called React as of then, right? So React, when you're setting a state, understanding that a state, whatever you're setting, right, it is either true or false. That's a Boolean value, right? That's what we call it. It is either true or false. It is either it do it or it does not do it. That's what you have to understand. So in JavaScript, when you understand the basics, when you understand how computer works, right? When you understand that what you're trying to do, the functions you're trying to create, all of these things, the function, the button, the interaction, the interactive part of the site you're trying to create, when you understand that it's just a bunch of ones and zeros, all you have to do is just to know that it is either on or off. There's no middle. Now we have now someone can now ask me that no, what about our if else? What if, right? When we're using this statement in JavaScript, what if I said what if rather, if statement rather in JavaScript, when we're using it, when you're calling that and you're using if else is, all of this, if it doesn't, we have if statement, if this is this, then call this code. Else, else means if it is not this, then call this code, right? But then we have, they introduce if this is this, call this code. Else is this is this, or if else is this is this, everything is contradicting. That is L is Python and other, I mean, what is it called? Uh, Programming languages with their own syntax. All right. So we have now you can ask what if all this X is and all of that inside the code. What does it signify? What does it imply? They are still ones and zeros. You are telling it that if it does not do this, then do this. If it do this, do this. If it does not do this, do this. Right? It's just ones and zeros. So that is why we have to understand the basics. All right. That's why it is important for you guys as a software and application developer to understand this basics. Okay. So now let's continue. So now, firstly, we talk about the binary, right? And I think I've represented this for us. We did it together, right? We said 2 into power of 8 equals to 256, and we stated the fact that from this ranging to this is going to give us 255, which I let you understand that 0 is a whole number, is counted as 1, which makes it 256. All right. So now let's go back. Okay. So now let's say we want to now represent, we want to know the value for 41. How do we now calculate 41 when I say 0 and 1? I mean 0 and 1 cannot equate to 41. So what we do is that we use the bit of all these bytes, right? All this scan that will span, we span 256 out to equate to 128 plus 64 plus 32 plus 16 plus 8 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1. All right. So what we want to do is that for um, for A now, if you want to get A, let me see use Abiodun for an example. Let's say we want to use capital letter A for his name. Now 65. How does when you click A button on your trackpad, right, on your keyboard rather, how does the computer interpret it? How does it calculate it? Now let's do the calculation together. 65, right? So now look at this very closely. We have 128. Definitely 128 is greater than 65. So we can say 0 for this, right? So let's give it space. I want to make sure it's under each of. Now 64. 64 is closer to 1, right? So we can say 1, right? So for this 32 plus, now it's a calculation that I want to do. I want to do addition, right? So that is what the computer does very quickly that you don't see underneath. Okay. So now we have 64. Now 32 plus. No, it is not going to give us. I mean, someone can just tell me what are we going to multiply to each other that will give us this, right? Just tell me real quick. Somebody, anybody? I can't hear that.
64 and 1.
64 and 1. That's just simple. All right. So let's go ahead. 0. That means for 16 will be 0 as well. 8 will be 0. Now we are turning them off. The only thing we want to turn on is just 64 and 1. So for the rest of them, we turn them off. Because if we did not turn them off, they might affect our reading. That is what computer does behind the scenes that we don't get to see. All right. So we have 0 for 4. For 2, we have 0 as well. And for 1, we have 1. That means this is on and this is on. So this will give us what? Calculation of this will give us what? 65. And that is what? Equate to A. This is what? A. We're getting somewhere. So when you type 01 0000001, background, computer is when you type A rather, now in the background, computer is doing its calculation that is 01 0000001, right? So you have, let me do something out here. You have 01 00001. Okay, is that, do I get that? That's 5, and this is 4, right? All right, so we have it 01 00001. That is for A, right? And then we want to go ahead and do for B, do for now we want to pick B. Let's just pick B really fast. Let's pick B really fast. We have B here, 98. Can someone do that for us if we are following? Can someone just help with that real quick? Who is that going to be? Who is that going to be? Benga, namesake. Benga, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm trying to calculate it.
All right. Let's look at it together. Let's look at it together. So what we are calculating is what? Where we are going is, let me put it up. I'm coming. Let me put it somewhere here. What we want to calculate is 98, right? That equates to B, small letter B. All right. So now, how do we do it? So should we do it together? Benga, are you there? Okay, let's do that.
Yes,
We
we can do it together.
128 will be on or off.
Off.
Off. That is a 0. Okay, let's go ahead. 94 will be what? Will be on or off.
On.
On. Okay. Do we agree, class?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So 32, will it be on or off?
On. On.
On. Okay. That is 1 as well. 16, on or off?
Off.
Off. Okay. 8, on or off?
Off.
Off.
Okay. Somebody said on.
I said off.
Oh, okay. All right. 4, on or off?
Off.
Off. 0. 2, on or off?
On.
On. Okay. Hey, you said on. Why on? Okay. Let's go ahead. We'll do the mathematics together. Just pulling your leg there. Now, 1 on or off?
Off.
Okay. All right. So now let's do the calculation together, guys. So for this now, 64 plus 32, that is what?
96. 96.
96. Now, 2 plus 2, 96 plus 2 gives us what?
98.
Amazing. You guys are computer yourself, right? So now we've gotten A and B, right? We are going to Abiodun, right? Abiodun can do as well to complete the rest, but now I think I've established a understanding of how computing things, right? So now let's do this mathematics. Let's do this calculation ourselves, right? Let's look at it together. So we're being given a value. We want to use binary calculator. We're being given a value outside. So we want to know which one will be on and which one will be off. All right. So I might pick one after the other. I will just do random 3 from it. Right. Benga, thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right. Salaudin. 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 Are you there? Why did moderator? Moderator, are we there?
Hello, Emmanuel. Can you hear him? Are you there?
Yeah, I can hear you. What do you need, please?
Okay. I
Can
would
you hear
like
me?
to use this as this, but I realized you've already posted the attendance. I would have loved to use this as the attendance. I mean, I'm calling Salaudin. He's not. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. He has responded. He said, I'm inside. My network is really bad. Okay. Okay.
All right.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. All right. But I would love to call people and the response, please. Thank you so much. All right. So
Yes,
Salaudin
I
has
think you have
been.
you have a reply on the group chat or the chat box.
I've seen it. Yes. Thank you. So Tosin, please. Let's do this real quick. Let's do the calculation real quick.
Yes, Tosin already replied. That's what I'm saying, Mr. Gbenga. I equals to
Tosin
0,
replied.
1. Yes, on the chat box.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, yeah, that is for the ABC we are still doing. Let's see if it is correct, Tosin. We've passed the Abiodun that we're trying to do now. We've moved to the binary calculators. We just want to calculate this. But let's see if you are correct with that. Okay, so we can go on. All right, so we have this. Now, guys, is she correct? I is what? I is what on our on our I is what? What is I? What is I?
105.
105.
105.
Okay. All right, great. So 105, and she said that 128 is off. That means 64 is on, right? So we can note it down. Let's say, should we type it there? Should we put it here?
Yes.
Let's, yeah. Let's just okay. Let's say off 0. We have this one on. We have on. We have on. We have off. We have on. We have on. We have off. According to toasting, right? So now we have everything should equate to 105. Now let's do the calculation real quick, please, guys. So for 64 plus 32,
96.
anybody? Okay.
96.
90, 96. Okay. 96 plus 16.
102.
1 what?
02.
102.
96 plus 16 is 112. 112.
112.
Hello, are we there? I can't hear you guys anymore.
112, sir. 112, sir.
112. So I mean,
Yeah.
it has the value has superseded what we are trying to achieve here, right?
Yes.
So I guess this is wrong then. This is wrong, right? This is not correct.
It's X.
No, this signifies that it is wrong.
All right. All right. Okay.
That it is.
You can't see your screen again, sir.
Let's give him a moment. I think he has breaking internet. His network. Later, let's give him.
Hello,
Mr.
guys.
Gbenga, are you there? Okay.
Okay. Apologies for that, please. Let's go back to the class. So, have we gotten the value for that yet? Okay. So, somebody in the chat room posted, okay, Temi said is 011. Okay. That means you turned off 16, right? You turned off 16. So let's put 16 0. So now, please, let's do the calculation again. We should not still be here. We have 1 on. We have that's 64 plus 32 is what?
96.
96. Okay. So these are off. 16 is off. 8 is off. Now plus 4.
I think is hello, sir.
Yes, my brother. I'm here with you.
Can you go back to the page, please? To the
Okay, sorry.
yes.
According to what Timmy posted, okay.
No,
1 and 0. 1. Okay, this should be 0. This should be 0. Why this is 1? Sorry. This is 1. Okay. Is that correct?
no.
It's still not correct.
Yes, I think is 0 1
Is
1
0, 0,
0
1, 1,
0 0 1.
0, 0, 1.
I think it's 0 1 1.
Okay. 1, 1. Okay.
Yes, 0 0 0 0 1.
Is 0, 0, is 0,
0
0, 0, 1. Zero, Abby.
Yes.
Would it be zero?
No.
Sorry,
Let's.
don't correct
The
It is
me.
a
other
simple
one,
calculation. Listen, guys. It is
it's
a simple calculation, right? So 64 plus 32 will give us what?
96.
96. Now, 96 plus what on this will give us 905.
See, under that 8, the 8 is 1, is on.
On. So
Yeah,
8 plus 96 is what?
it's 104.
104. Okay.
Yes, the 8 is on. The 4 is off. The 2 is off.
Okay. The 2 is off, and then the 1 is on, right?
No, yes.
Are we good? Is that the calculation now? Do we get it? Okay. Let's try it at our leisure time as well. I mean, it is an assignment. Everybody would need to write their first name with this binary code. You want to do the work of computer now, right now, right? So you don't need to do it right now. Do it before the next class, right? It is an assignment we have to do. Okay, so we just pick because of the time, right? Our time is fast spent. Let's just pick a random one from here. Let's do 118. Right, is the highest value here in decimal, right? Everything is off. What are we turning on? Okay, what are we turning on? Let's just do that real quick, and then we're done with this so that we
Go
can go
back to
into.
the page, sir.
Okay, all right. What are we turning on, guys? So if you answer one, I think we have enough people on the call to answer for all, to tell us if this is off. So anybody that answer for off should know that they should wait. Another person should
We are turning on 32.
wait. Now we turn on 32,
Yes.
right?
We
Let's
turn
go
on
to our
8.
calculation. We can't do the calculation here. Let's turn. So that means, so if we, now let's start. This is how I want to do it. Okay. What we want to get is 118, right? So everything is off as
Oh,
of right now.
oh, I thought we are getting 41, sir.
No, 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 no. We want to
All
go
right.
for 118. Now,
All right.
listen, guys. Abiodun, answer for the first one for the 128. What is it going to be? On or off?
It's going to be off.
Off. Okay. Thank you. Another person. 64. 64. That's Temi. Temi, is it going to be
It
on or off?
it will be on, sir.
64. We're getting
On,
for,
on.
yeah?
On. It will be on.
I cannot hear you properly though.
On, sir. It will be on for 64.
Okay. On. Great. Okay. I believe that's it, Temi. Okay. Oluwadamilare, on or off? That's for 32. Will it be on or off?
It's going to be on, sir.
On. Okay. 1. All right. Uh 16. 16. Will 16 be on or off?
Yes, 16 will be on.
Is that Biodun?
Yes, sir. 16 will
No.
be on.
I want to carry Richard. Richard, will 16 be on or off?
It will be on.
Okay. On. He said on. Okay. Sorry about that. Now, for 8, will 8 be on or off?
Off,
Don't
sir.
forget, we're going to 118. I hope you have that in mind.
8 is off, sir.
Okay. 8 is off.
Yes,
We
sir.
all agree, right? Zainab, I
Yes.
haven't heard from you since. You're next, right? Off. For 4. Zainab,
On. 4 is on.
4 is on, sir.
is that Zainab? 4 is off. 4 is on or
On.
off?
Yes,
On.
on. 4 is on.
On. Okay, great. 2. What will 2
2
do?
is, 2 is on.
On.
Yes.
Okay. What about 1?
It's
Off.
off.
Off. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I want to believe that everybody answered, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, that's the value we're going for. Now, is it correct? 64 plus
Yes.
32. Want to count the
Plus
one that are on.
64
64 plus 32. That's what?
96.
96.
96. Yes. Yes.
96.
Okay, great. Now, 96 plus
plus 16,
16.
112.
112. Now we
Yes.
have 8. 4 plus 112.
That is
116.
115.
116.
116, yes.
Yes.
All right. So 116 plus 2.
That is
118.
118.
That then we are correct. We are absolutely correct. So look at what we are doing now. Already we are sweating. Look at the minute we took to answer this. Now imagine what computer is now doing on every hello, how are you, sweetie, that you do send out, right? All this all those messages you send out. You know yourself. Okay. Imagine what computer is now doing. Imagine the calculation that is going on just underneath. All right. So that is the beautiful thing of computer, understanding that they are just interpreted in ones and zeros. So when someone tell you that this is binary, do you know binary or anything? Do you understand the computer language? This is the computer language. And everything that is being done today is to simplify that so that we don't need to go through the stress. Imagine today when you want to type in your computer, when you want to type in A, you started with O1 O, and then I send it to you as a message. You now still need to bring out book. You still need to start calculating. Okay, this one is plus. Oh, is A you mean? This one is minus. Do you get that? Look at how stressful it was going to be. But the age we have right now, thank God for the advancement in technology. We are grateful. Okay, let's continue. That is that. I mean, I believe I've been able to establish the understanding of how computer think, right? So now I will want you to decode this. What does this mean? Right? Let me copy this and send it in the chat room. Okay, this is really not what we want to do. But do this at your own leisure time. Just copy it and paste somewhere safe. All right. This is not part of your assignment. Your real assignment is to your first name. How long your first name is to decode it in ones and zeros. All right. Okay. So that is that. Now let's just move ahead. Okay. That is that for this part of the slide. Now let's go to our today activities, which is the introduction to internet. Okay. Now, like we've established, we already know how computer thinks. Now, to understand that how internet work will be easier because, of course, you are using the computer to access the internet, right? So with everybody now, I mean, you believe me that this morning you put up your phone, you have to click on a meeting link to access the internet. I mean, it is so straightforward now. But how does the internet really works? What is going on underneath? What is the background knowledge of internet? How are you able to click on that link, that meeting link, and it takes you directly here? Why does it not take you somewhere else? Right? So this is everything that we'll have to like elaborate and you know uh break the shell on, right? So like I read out earlier, I already read out the objective, we go through the historical background and navigate the internet, the common browser functionalities, understanding the configuration, email client and calendars and others, right? Now knowing the meaning of know the meaning and historical background of internet. Okay. Now, first thing first, what is the meaning of internet? Right? The internet is best understood as a global system of interconnected computer network that use the standard internet protocol suite, TCP IP, to communicate with one another. In simple term, it is a network of network, right? I'm not just going to read to you, I'm going to explain as well. Okay. So you can need to like pen things down because within the explanation is where you get the full scope. I mean, reading alone is just it's not going to do it for us. All right. So now the internet, if you back then, back in the days, right? We the days that I did not know, right? The day that I wasn't born. Thank God for that. So back then, there was a time. Let me look at the history. Is there history here? Historical background. Okay, yeah. Now, yes. Uh let me do something real quick. Do we all have this slide? Do we all have the slide?
No, sir.
We do not. Okay. As of right now, anyways. As of right now, we do not have it. Oh, sorry. Okay. Sir. I want to share just that part of the screen. It is essential. Okay. So now for the historical part of internet. So what came by internet? What began internet? Now, internet began due to there was a war as of then, a war outbreak. People are trying to, communicate. The U.S. governor, the U.S. government rather, they are trying to, they were trying to communicate with each other. You know, they are trying to send message from one place to another during that war. So they thought of way. I mean, they cannot start moving from here to there. So they thought of way they could do that. So that began ARPANET. ARPA net. Let me type that out for you. I want to, I'm sharing only that part of the screen. So I'll just type that out in the ARPANET. Right? ARPANET is what began internet. And because it is slow, that was why we, you know, let it out. That is why we're here using internet as of right now, the introduction of World Wide Web and others. Okay, so now ARPANET, the only thing that ARPANET can transmit, it is just within 2 or 4 computers. Can only transmit message, can only send out message between 2 or 4 computers. It cannot send more than, right? It cannot send beyond that number. Okay, so that means you have to have a computer here. You now pass a wire through to another computer where it is. Okay, so but that being said, it can only talk to 2 or 3 computers. Okay, and the only thing it can send is just message, just text. That is all. It cannot send more than text, just text alone. Right now we can send we can attach uh picture, videos to emails we send out. We can Google anything on the internet. We can browse. It shows us videos and other things, right? So but back then the only thing ARPANET shows is just text. All right, so for that being said, they now came about internet, right? Early days, they came about internet. They're like, okay, we have to be able to send more than just text through the internet. We should be able to send, pictures, videos, and other communication. I mean, now we have WhatsApp, other means of communication that it's easier for us. But the originality of internet is from the Cold War. All right, from the World War that they need to send. It's because they came together to like come about a solution, and that is their solution. All right, so now let's go to the meaning of internet. Now I've explained that fact. Right now, internet is just a bunch of interconnected computer network. That is what internet is. You see, when you're trying to access something, you're communicating with a server. We'll get there too. We'll get there soon. You're communicating with the server on the internet. So their server, you're communicating, you're talking to. Server is just a computer seated somewhere, right? So it is one computer you're you are connected to a computer. Maybe you're connected to your router, that's a computer as well, right? Taking internet from there, the network rather, like the mobile network and others. You're taking a bandwidth of network from there, and then you're connected to are we still with me?
Yes, sir. Carry
Hello?
on, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Was still with you.
Okay, great. I thought somebody said kind of. Is it? I mean, it's just the
I mean,
explanation, really.
carry on. I mean, carry on, carry on.
Oh, carry on. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Great. Sorry about that. So, the internet now, the internet is just the what is it called? Interconnection of, it's like a spider web. It's like a web. It's like pulling one network, one server from another. Everything is like connected. What you are on currently, I might be on it, right? The server you're using to access this particular site, this particular zone, I'm even definitely on it, right? We're pulling from the same server. So that means me and you, unknowingly, we are connected through the internet, right? You're accessing a particular, what is it called? Um, a domain that I'm accessing as well. We're pulling from their IP address. Now we talk about the IP address. That is where we talk about the TCP IP protocol. That's transmission control protocol and internet protocol. That's the IP address. Okay, so these are the two common protocol that we use, TCP and IP. We'll talk about them. We'll know why that is, right? So now the continuation. So I hope I've established the fact that internet is just like a spider web. It's a bunch of connections through the web. As you're picking one server, you're going to another. You're on a network right now. You're picking from their source. So I'm picking as well. If you are using Glow, there's a point in time, or maybe the MTN, we are sharp picking from one another. We are connected. We don't know it. Everything is happening on the web, right? We don't know it, but that is how it is. Okay. Now, standardization. Protocols such as TCP and IP, the HTTP and DNS, among others, form the technical backbone of how information is transmitted across the network. Give me a minute, please. I need to take water. Just give me 1 second. Okay, guys, I'm back. Are we still with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. All right, let's continue with that. Now, we'll talk about what TCP is and IP. We'll talk about HTTP and DNS, right? Now, the interactivity, right? Beyond simple data exchange, the internet supports a varieties of application from email and file sharing to the World Wide Web, which we know as the web, right? The social media, the streaming service, and much more, right? For example, the Merriam-Webster dictionary defined the internet as an electronic communication network that connects computer network and organizational computer facilities around the world. Right? Like I said, the simple thing you have to know is that the internet is just a giant web that connects a lot of services, right? We are all interconnected through the internet. Okay, so just know that fact. And this is the history, the conceptual foundation, the birth of ARPANET, right? This is the ARPANET I told you about. There's the protocol development and others, the CCP and others, right? Now we've talked about the historical background, how the birth of ARPANET, okay? I did not even know they covered it in this slide, right? This is the ARPANET that the early days, the only thing it can transmit is just messages, all right? And then the historical background, the TCP and the IP formulation, right? That was when in the after then, the process. Now, for in the internet, in the web rather, how is it that when you try and send me a message or this link, yes, thank you. Let me use this link for an example. This Zoom link that was sent to you for this particular class, for this particular course rather. So when you wanted to access it, what do? You have to click on the link. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
You have to click on the link to access the meeting, right? Why is it that when you clicked on the link, it took you to this class? Why did it not take you to any other class, right? So this is where the knowledge of IP address comes into existence, the TCP and IP address, right? This is where they come into the play. This is why we use them. Okay. For now, there is a lot of network protocols, like I've said earlier, but the two that we'll be talking about is TCP and IP address, the transmission control protocol and the internet protocol, right? Which TCP, IP is a short form for, right? And they are responsible for delivering our packets, right? Whatever we're sending on the web to the right computer. Okay. Now, think of network protocol like a set of rules for how to transfer data in a network. If you want to transfer your what is it called? Maybe you want to transfer for an example, you want to transfer um maybe Temi want to transfer something to Abiodun, right? All you have to do is to firstly you have to get Abiodun's phone number, or else, I mean, you cannot just search Abiodun on the web. There's a lot of Abiodun. So how does it know like directly this is the Abiodun you're trying to talk about? You are talking about, right? This is the particular Abiodun you are talking about. Now it is with the help of TCP and IP protocol. They help us to transfer our network directly to the user, direct user. Now, the furthermore, let's talk about the SMTP for emails. Right, we'll talk about that real quick too. Let's leave the what's it called? The history. We've like branched through the history and the understanding of the history. Now, the social media, we know where that began. We have to, because we want to communicate with ourselves through the internet. So now we have to do that. Where they have to come about the You have to come about the internet, right? We have some of them, the social media rather. We have some of them with the Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, WhatsApp, and the others, right? So now, understanding how to navigate the internet and common website functionalities. That's what we're going to today. Now, a web browser is your gateway, right, to the internet. Popular browsers include Google Chrome, Mozilla, Firefox. I mean, depending on the one you use, but the one I know that it is frequently used is the Google Chrome, right? Now, they allow you to enter URL and search terms, right? I believe the IP should come before this. You have to understand the IP address before this, right? Everything has an IP address. I'm coming. Let me check where they talked about the IP address. Let me check. Okay, let's just go. Let's go. So that's why you have to listen attentively, right? And you have to pay attention to all of this. So for IP address, now let me talk about IP address. Everything on the web has an IP address. Everything on the website has an IP address. But instead of you now typing out IP address, typing out you're going to, maybe you want to access Google. Now you're typing the IP address. Now IP address ranges from this. You can have IP address as this. Coming. You can have IP address as you can have 195 depending on the server. I'm typing something out on the chat room. You can have, depending, this could be an IP address right here. This in the chat room could be an IP address. Everything, for you to be able to access the internet properly, you have to know a domain IP address. Okay, so but now you see, we cannot be cramming IP address. We cannot now be we can start cramming IP address, trying to figure out, okay, IP, and what's your IP address? I can't start be asking you for your IP address. Instead, the World Wide Web made it easier for us that we can just write the domain name we are searching for. Like, let's pick for an example, when you wanted to access Transformation College to sign in your form, they have to tell you, okay, Transformation College. If maybe for an example, someone came up to you and said that, okay, if you want to access Transformation College website, go to 195.122.322.444. Do you get that? I mean, wouldn't that be convincing, like confusing, right? Won't you get it complicated? Won't you get it difficult to navigate, right? What if you miss a number and then you end up on another IP address? Will you even be able to access the particular page you're trying to access? Okay, so that is why the World Wide Web was, made it easier. But at the background of everything you're accessing on the web, there is an IP address. Okay, underneath, inbuilt, without you seeing it, there's an IP address in play. Okay, so I want to cite an example right now, right? Let me stop sharing and share my entire screen again. Are we still with me, guys? Is everybody enjoying the class? Am I carrying you guys along?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Uh, but I still haven't heard from Zainab Akinola yet. Zainab Akinola, what is going on? Chat, write something in the chat room for me to know that you're here with us. Okay, can we see my screen? Can we see my screen now? Can we see my screen now?
Yes, you can see your screen.
Okay, amazing. So, okay. Can everybody see my screen anyways? I've stopped sharing. Can you still see that I've stopped sharing?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Because amount of people did not. Can we now see? Can we all see? I need to get a substantial amount that we see. Some people can see, some people might not be able to. So I want to know if everybody can. Abiodun, can you see my screen? Temi? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Oluwadami, okay, great. All right, amazing. Okay, let's continue. Yeah. So now look at Google now. If I want to access Google, what do I type? What is the URL? Google.com. Is it not?
Yes, sir.
Guys, now let me click enter. That should take me to google.com interface, right? This is where I landed, right? So now let's say I want to now impute Google IP address. I don't want to go through the normal what is it called? The normal Google URL. I want to use their IP address to access their particular page. So this is their IP address. I just copied and paste, right? Okay. So I mean, I copied and paste because I did not cram it. I cannot cram it. I cannot start cramming IP address. Okay. So 74.125.24.113. That's Google IP address. Now let me click enter. Are you seeing what I'm doing, guys? Are you seeing clearly? Are you following? So now let me click enter on this. I did not get response on are we following.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, great.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Zainab. Hi, how are you? That's great. Good to hear from you. That's the IP address for that is the IP address for Google, right? I just copy and paste in the chat room as well. So now for this 74.125, now let me click enter. Let's see where it is going to take us. Where does it take us? Is it not the same thing as this? Right?
Same thing,
Yes,
sir.
it is.
The same thing as you type in google.com. You see, automatically it converted it to the word. So
Yes.
it converted it because this is easier to understand, right? This is much easier to understand. You can start cramming IP address. You can start doing 74.125.111. I mean, I will forget, but tell me google.com. Definitely, I will remember that. So what the computer is trying to do, even currently to the AI things we are doing, right? The AI, the generative AI and the rest, what they are doing is to simplify things for us, to make things easier, make life easier, right? Our daily activities make them easier for us. Okay, so that's the purpose. So now look at imagine those years that they use IP address. You now have to write IP address down, or I'll tell you my website something is 122.222. Do you get it? Will be tiring. You once you get home, you'll be like, ah, one word there, saw. One word was that. One word did he say? Right? I mean, you just well, I'm not interested in your website anymore, right? So that is they made it easier. The World Wide Web made it easier for us to navigate this perfectly. Okay, so now that is that on that. I think we're talking about the navigation. Now that is for the URL. Now the bookmark page, you can use it to save your favorite website for easier for the easier future access. You should know about that by now. I mean, let me go back to the. You should know how to bookmark. I mean, like it is more of how you save your file on the internet. It's more like how you save your file on the internet. Look at this. Look at this. This is bookmark right here on my own browser. It's more like when you are trying to save a video, you like the video so much and you're trying to save it on Instagram. You know where you will go to. You shall bookmark it. Make sure that you can access it later. It's called save on the what is it called? On the social media. I mean, they call it save page, save this post or something, right? But for this, we have it as bookmark and it is right here on Chrome. You can see it as a star. When you hover over it, you will see that bookmark this tab, right? When you click bookmark. Now, for me, I have many folders. Look at my folders. Look at various folders that I have for different thing entirely, right? I have for classes, I have for course, right? I have for documentation, I have for so you can set folders as well. Okay. so that you can bookmark inside. All of these things are my bookmarked what's it called, application, so I can access them directly. Let me take this for an example. This GenCraft, right? I believe it's a generative AI that does picture editing. I mean, I've forgotten what the app is about, but if I want to access it quickly, you see their product, image generation, image to image, and there's a bunch of them as well, right? So now that is what bookmark is for. Okay, so we have manage tabs. You can manage tabs. We have tabs. These are tabs. When you click on new tabs, you open new tabs. All of these are the basics. They are things you do day to day, right? So I will not show much of this here. So private or incognito mode. We have private or incognito mode. This three dotted icon, just click on it and come to new incognito mode. Now, what is the purpose of incognito mode? Anything you browse on incognito mode goes on private. It does not, you see, Chrome cannot save your browser history. Any of this, it does not save it. It does not save the cookie and the site data. Anything you put, you're putting your information on the site, it does not save it. Information entered in form, it will not save any of this. Now, activities that might be visible to you, you can visit a website, you can visit the school, you can visit internet service provider, right? These are activities that might be visible to still be visible to, right? The activities that they can see, rather, they can see the website, they can see, but they will not save any of your browser history. So that's why when I want to access a site that I'm not entirely sure of, I use the incognito mode, because I know with that it will not save anything on my PC, and then I'm kind of safe to access the that part of the internet, right? Okay. Uh, So we have extensions and plugin. Extensions and plugin. I mean, Chrome is great. A browser, whatever browser you're using, right? But today I'll be talking more on Chrome. I mean, right now on the meeting, I'm using Microsoft Explorer. You can see this is my own Explorer. I also have similar tabs here, right? So I'm using Explorer to access the meeting, the call right now. So Chrome is great. So, but is it alone powerful? That is why we need extensions, right? Extension help us to do more things on the internet. So this is where our extension is. You can see this icon right here. Just look for this icon right here. Click on it, right? Me, I have a lot of extension that I'm using. I have a lot of them. You can see the ranges, right? So you can manage extension. Click on manage extension. Now, for manage extension, if you want to now browse extension, just come here, Chrome web store rather. So if you want to look for any extension to do any particular task for you, this is where you go. Monica, ChatGPT AI meeting. We have UI, we have Pin Love. There's a bunch of extension. Checker Plus for Gmail. There's a bunch of extension that you can add. All you have to do is to click on it, right, and add to Chrome. You see, they will even show you some of their preview, what you can do on the platform, right? What you can search, how you can make use of it. Okay, so that is more on the that is that for the Chrome extension and others. We have we have navigating the internet, the continuation. Now, to use the search engine, like the search engine that we just access, Google, Bing, Docker.go. This is for the Docker.go, Docker.go rather, is for what's the name of the browser again? I'm coming. Um, I have the browser somewhere here. I'm coming. I've forgotten. I'll remember. Does anybody know Docker Go? Where you can see Docker Go? Anybody? Okay, Tor browser. Yeah, this is it right here. So talk out. Sorry, DuckDuckGo, right? It is more of, you see, DuckDuckGo. It's a search engine for Tor browser, and Tor browser is known for accessing dark web, right? We will not be talking about dark web today. Maybe in the cybersecurity class, they might take you through it. But security conscious, right? So to access the dark web, we use this browser, Tor browser. Okay. If you want to learn more into it, that will be the cybersecurity class. Okay. So now we use search, keyword search. You enter the specific keyword you want to get a relevant response. Now you can filter. Most engines let you filter image, news, or videos. Time, and you know how to do that by now. Definitely, should able to know how to do that. Let's say cats pictures. Uh, are we still in class?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, so now these are filters up here, and I have an extension. This extension right here is called Cider. Cider is very helpful. You all can look into it. Cider, they call it Cider. It's more like a ChatGPT, but for ChatGPT, it has a lot of other. Let me open it. It is what is down here as well. This is it. Just click on it on your browser. It has all the models that you want, every model that you want. You see, it has all the model. Now it is this where you now pick model, switch model. You can use ChatGPT, you can use Cloud, you can use Gemini, DeepSeek. You can use any model that you want on this particular one, right? So you can try it. It's great. It gives, once I'm maybe seeing a video, it just give me the summary. I go there, I just copy paste, and then I'm done. So for this in particular, right? For this in particular, okay. So for the cat picture, this is where we filter from. We filter by image, short videos. This is the filter button. You can see we search for cat image, and then we can filter between them, the forum, the web, the news, and other things. Okay. So yeah, that's for filter, advanced search. You can use advanced query, for example, use quotation for the exact phrase to, it is, maybe you're trying to get cat pictures exactly. It's just add a quote, around it, and then it gives you, exact thing. I mean, for our sake now, this cat picture we are searching is the same cat picture everywhere. But let's say you're looking for something specifically, right? You can now put quote around it so that it can get you the information. Okay. So now hyperlinks and navigation. So hyperlinks on text, and then we have backward and forward buttons to use them to retract our steps forward and backward. This is the backward and forward button. The backward, let's say I don't want quote, the earlier one I put, right? I want to go back to certain place. You can use that back and front. And we have the reloading page as well. This is the reload. You can use this to reload, stop, reload, and all of that, right? Once you click on it, it will refresh your page for you. Okay, now common website functionalities. Now for web structure, most websites are built on several common elements. We have from the navigation bar to the home page to the footer, right? Let's use Transformation College for an example. Transformation college.org, I believe. Yes, let's break this down a little bit. So for Transformation College, right? Okay. So now for Transformation College, we have this is the navigation bar, right? And we have the footer, like we said, we have the footer. This is the navigation bar. This is the footer, and these are the bodies. These are where informations are. Okay, this is it. So we have the home page. This is the home page, the landing page that we're navigating through right now. Okay, so and also we have interactive element. We have the form. You all must have clicked the form before now on the web. All right. So for what is it called? Buttons. You have call action buttons. Like a button, I just call to action button. Let me refresh the page so that will it bring it back? The accept cookie. Okay, yeah. This accept, this is a call action button. Now I can accept or deny, right? I can either accept cookie or deny cookie, any one I want. Okay. So we have slider and carousel. These are sliders and carousel. At some point, okay. Okay, you see, these are sliders and carousel. Okay. All I have to do is to click the buttons, go this side and go this side. Okay. So we have sliders and carousel. And we have common functionalities, the multimedia content. We have image and videos, audios and animation. There's a bunch of them on this site. There's the animation, you see, this fades out, some fade in. You have to understand this to properly address any programming language. You have to understand what animations are. That's, maybe you want to be writing in Python, PHP scripts, JavaScript, or any other language of your choosing, right? So we have common website functionalities as well. We have e-commerce. Now, e-commerce feature, right? That's like a particular niche in the web page, right? Now, e-commerce feature, we have product listing, we have shopping cart, secure chat checkout system, we have search and filter options as well. All right. So we have much of them on the internet, and the responsive designs. Okay. Now, for let's say you're developing, right, and you want to check the responsiveness of a particular website. I want to check the responsiveness of this website now. And I'm building, maybe I'm the developer for this site. I'm not currently with I've not deployed it yet to the server to make it live, but still I want to check the responsiveness. Maybe it's responsive. All I have to do, please note this down, it is not in the writing. So all you have to do is to click F12 on your keyboard, F12. When you hit F12 on your keyboard, it will bring out something like this element right here. We want to know maybe this particular page is truly responsive or not. All right. All you have to do is to click F12. When you click F12, you might not have this directly, but make sure you click on this particular thing, right? This particular icon that looks like laptop and phone icon. Just click on it. I've clicked out of it. That is why I'm having this. Now you click on it. When you click on it, right? When you click on it, now you now come here to dimensions, go to the type of dimension. Now on this dimension, you can now select which phone you want to use and view it. For for iPads, for mini iPad, let's uh, let's click outside for an example. For mini iPad, this is how mini iPad is going to see it. All right. All right, this is how it is going to show on mini iPad. Now for iPhone 12, right? Definitely this is how it's going to be on iPhone 12. This is how they are going to view it, right? This is how iPhone 12 is going to see it. So these are the elements. These are the what is it called? The source code. We call them source code. All right. So these are the code. The developer for this site now. This is the code that they used to develop all of these that you're seeing. All right. You can as well you can as well click or right click on the page and click on view source code. Now I right clicked and I clicked view source code. This is everything that the website is all about. This is how they developed the website from the styling. This is the style. This is ID, cost to learn press, custom code, and all of that. Right. This is the links they cut for this. They use a start.wp.com for the font. This is googleip.com for the font, Gravator for the forms and other connections. Now, for the images, for the image, right? This is the style ID, and I want to get to the HTML part. Okay. All right. Meta tag. To get to, yeah, this is the HTML part, right? This is the header. They are done with the header. So everything we've been seeing before now is this is the HTML, but everything we've been seeing is just to call their functions to call this particular to make this particular website work properly, right? So now let's talk about the header. The icon we're seeing, the action button, transformation college. This is the search button that we see here, the search here that we can see here. Can you see it? Guys, are we still there?
Yes, sir, with Mr. Benga.
Okay, okay. Oh, my people left. Where is Abiodun? He left. Timmy, you're still here. Great. Okay,
Mr.
Abiodun is here.
Benga, please don't forget the break is supposed to be 12. This is 12:07.
Oh, I lost track of time here. Sorry, we need to go on our break. We cannot be all. So when we come back from break, right? When we come back from break, we take this further, right? I'll show you the understanding and configuration of email, which is very important, right? And other aspects that remains as well. Okay, so enjoy your break, guys. Let's go on break right now. Okay, Benga, are you there?
All right.
Yes,
So
I'm
we
here.
would be
Great.
going on a 30 minutes break. We'll be back by 12:37. 12:37. Take a moment to refresh and come back fresh. Thank you.
All right, guys. All right, all right. Thank you. All right, welcome back, guys. I can see Temi and Adeshola. Adeshola is here. Nice. Um, engineering technology. Abdulatif. Yeah, Abdulatif. Okay. All right. So let's continue. Let's just do real quick. I mean, let's go to the configuration of emails. That is what we want to do. Now, I don't know, maybe you've worked in any organization or maybe your school, right? Your school. Uh your what will I say now? Your university or anything, right? Give you like a web mail. They give you a webmail uh, credentials, the login and the password to like log in to have this to log in into the interface. But then you want to use a client service. You don't want to go through the webmail. Now this is our company webmail. Let me access that real quick. So in my own company, in my own organization, we use RoundQ. So web mails are just the normal mail, the normal Gmail, that you have. Okay, let me talk about webmail. Now, the normal Gmail that we have, look at on this my email right here, on this my account, I have Ajewole@gmail.com. Here I have Olugbenga Ajewole@outlook.com. I have Ages Ajewole at gmail.com. Those are clients, those are servers, right? So who is providing this mail? Who is providing those mails are the extension at the back. Do you see? We have Gmail providing this particular mail for me. We have Outlook that is providing this. We have Gmail providing this, and we have Gmail as well providing this for me, right? But then, in most cases, you can have a company website that is giving you a URL, like not a URL per se. Let's say an email, right? You're having an email that says that Timmy, what's your last name, Timmy? Are
Ige.
you there, Timmy? Yeah?
Yes, sir. Ige. IGE. Ige.
I yeah?
Ige. Ige, sir.
Ige.
IGE.
Okay. Now you can have a website, let's say a company hired you now. I think we're working with a Word document here. Okay, now let's work on this stuff. A company hired you, a company named Transformation College hired you for transformationcollege.org hired you now for their website development, right? They hired you for their website development. And then, I mean, you hired a full time role as a website development, a website developer. So, and they want to give you their official mail. They want to assign you a mail officially. In this case, look at this public email. Uh, Let me go to my mail again. Sorry. Let me go to my mail again. In this case, I'm having ajegbean@gmail.com. So this gmail.com is the one providing server for my mail. So Gmail are the one hosting my mail for free, right? But then a company wants to give you their own official email that we have Temi.ige. I'm not sure I'm going to get this Ige. Did I get the Ige?
Yes, sir. Got it.
Amazing. That's great. So now you want to have an official mail saying that, as a newly hired staff, now they hired you newly, you are having, they gave you this particular email, transformationcollege.org, right? And instead of the normal conventional one that the normal Gmail that So how do you access this particular mail? Right? So they are going to do something for you. They will either send you a URL to access it through the web. So let me let me give you an example. So for my own organization, right, training night, right, they will either give you coming, uh, okay, Gator. So this is the URL they will send to you. They will send to you that you should access it through this URL, right? They might send you this, telling you to access it through this URL. So let me try and log in with my own um, office mail. So let's say, let me pick from any of this. Uh, Let me pick tech support A4S for an example, right? So all you have to do after they've given you this email address, they will give you a password too. Let's say the password is now Temi Ige. Sorry, Ige 123, whatever they assign the password as. So for you to now log in, after you've been given this URL, you'll be given your email address, which is this email address, and your password, which is this password as well, right? So in my own, for me now, I'm being given this email address with this password. Okay, So I have email address, this is my email address, and this is my password. So when I click login, right, it will go. Okay, now we have it. So this is the interface. This is a webmail. This is a webmail interface right here. Okay, this is a webmail interface. It has successfully, opened the webmail. This is how I can access it. But you don't want to access it through the web. You still want to have it here. Like you want to have it in your, where is my, in your normal inbox. You see my normal inbox now. You want to have it here. How do you do that? How can we do that? Right? So that is where we call that. That is what it means by email client. Now, this is the normal place to access the email, right? You can see it. This is it. This is the normal URL to access the email. But you don't like this interface, or you don't even want to be going through the stress of copying and pasting URL to put in your. You want to have it because you have your emails here, and you want to have it as well here. So how do you go about it? Right? That means you want to use this email client, right? And email provider can be, we have Google Mail, we have Outlook, right? And we have other email service provider as well, right? So for our own, in our own time now, this is, I believe this is Microsoft's email. Let me see. Okay, it's just called Mail. Let's use Outlook so that our example can be properly set. Outlook. Let me pull up my Outlook real quick. I want you to understand what they are and why they are like that. Okay, I have a couple of them here. So I have a couple of them here. I have the tech support, another company. You see, when I over them, you can see company name in front of it. And this is my own personal mail. This is Olugbenga.Ajewole. Can you see it properly? At trainingnight.com.ng. Right? This is my own personal mail. Right? And how am I able to access it on Outlook? I mean, Outlook is Microsoft, and Microsoft use at outlook.com. But I'm able to integrate my work email, which is the web mail, onto this platform. Now, that's the process I want to take you through so that when you're faced with the same challenge, you will be able to solve it as well. All right. So the first thing you want to do is that after getting the name of the uh, something you want to go through, like the email and password, as it will be given to you like this, right? You want to come here and click on add account, right? Add account, just type in your email address. So this will not take us anywhere, but it is the process that you will definitely need to go through. Let me copy the email address. This will not, it is not created, so it will not go to anywhere, right? It will not take you anywhere. So let me continue. I'm adding accounts now. So now it will ask you that you should put in your password. You see, automatically it has picked IMAP. Now we'll talk about IMAP in the what's it called? In the slide real soon. So all you have to do is to put in your password, right? But now it is not the normal conventional way of doing things. You have to show more because IMAP is another server entirely. It is not Outlook that is providing the server, right? We'll talk about IMAP real soon. So you want to show more so that you can properly configure this properly, right? And now you can see IMAP incoming server. You see SMTP configuration, right? And SMTP password. So you want to put this the SMTP username, which is your username, that your what's it called, your email address as your username, and then you want to use your normal password too as your password. So you want to make sure it is here. Now for this particular site, now they have set it up to the extent that it's automatically pick the mail. In most cases, you will need to like type it in like mail.transformationcollege.org. So you have to as well note that down, Like regarding the, you have to type mail dot the URL of the last setup name, right? You have to type it out. Now you want to pick secure connection and type of connection, right? For this, we'll always go with SSL and TLS. We'll talk about that real quick too. Look at it. You want to always pick SSL and TLL, right? So for the SMTP outgoing mail, make sure that mail.transformationcollege.org when you're setting it, and the port should be 465. That is the server port, the outgoing server port. Okay. So, and also the secure connection, you want to make sure that it is secured, SSL secured, SSL SAT. All right. So then all you have to do is just to continue. Click on continue. For our sake now, it will not go anywhere because this, it is not a, it is not it is not a configured email. Let's continue. Let's see the error that is going to bring out. All right. So now something went wrong. Try again. You need an R password. Now it is saying that maybe it is the password that is not correct, right? So that's because this is not set up at all. We don't have it. It was picked. So that is how you set up a professional. We call it professional email. All right. That's the example I just cited. That's how you set up those kind of email, right? So now let's go ahead. Now let's talk about those things that you saw there. The, you know, SSL, the all the other configuration. Let's go to our email. Now configuring email. Now for the IMAP, the full meaning of IMAP is Internet Message Access Protocol. And the purpose is that it synchronizes your email client with the server, right? For in the example I cited, now this is the email client. Like I mentioned earlier, Outlook is an email client. It is the email client that we want to use. Now it is now the IMAP. When you select IMAP, is the one that will now connect our this interface, this particular email client, to our server, which in this uh, in this in this case it is our RAN cube. All right, which is our RAN cube. So that is, I hope you see that. I hope you're getting things. This is where our server is coming from. So it will now sync it with our, it's going to sync it with our email client, which is Outlook, that is providing the email client, right? So now you can as well use POP3, that's Post Service Protocol, and the purpose is to download email from the server to your device, and by default delete them from the server. So this is not like advisable. The things it does is quite complex than IMAP, but IMAP help you to sync your email client with the server while your email remain on the server, so your folder and messages are consistent across device. As you're getting the messages from, as you're getting the messages on your, maybe you have it here, you can as well access the same email on your server. In this our example, it is round cube, right? Accessing the two at the same time, right? That we, if you're getting a message here, automatically it will synchronize and everything. What you're doing, it will be as well getting it on this platform as well, right? So now for the SMTP that you saw earlier, it is called Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. And what does it do? It handles the sending of email from your client to other mail server. Do you get? So in our case earlier, we said that, let me go back there. Let me go back there. Let me pick anything for an example. Oh no, this will go. Let me go back to pick. All right. So, Ash, automatically sync. Send you. All right. So this should now in our as you can see, SMTP is for outgoing servers, right? And the configuration for that is the reason for SMTP outgoing server is to handle the sending of mails from your client. Don't forget, this is a client email. This is email client, right? Right. This because we are using an external. Outlook is for Microsoft, right? And mails that are on Outlook are at outlook.com, right? Mails for Google are at google.com. But then you're having transformationcollege.org and you want to see have it on this particular place. So that's why we have to do one or two. So yeah. And for that's to handle our sending out, right? Now the configuration of email. Now the incoming mail for IMAP or POP, right? We all know what now we should know what IMAP does to synchronize, but POP we delete on the if you are using POP3, it will delete everything, it will transfer everything from your server to the email client you have, right? And for outgoing mail server, that is the SMTP setup that we talked about earlier, the simple mail transfer protocol, right? And the port numbers and security for IMAP typically uses port 993, as you can see here. That's a secure port. As we showed earlier, port 993, right? And for SMTP use 465 or 587, depending on the security you selected, right? Depending on the configuration for the mail server, the server you're using, right? So that is that for the configuration, right? And in your email client, you find add new server, add new email. We just did that. Add new account, put new account, test it, and save the settings. Okay. So let's continue to the advanced tips. Now, when you want to add multi-account, of course, you saw how we do the multi-account, right? How we were able to add multi-account. I mean, I'm not having this is not just one account on this platform. I have numerous accounts. I have this, right? I have a bunch of them here. So now, if you now want to now set your let's say for an example, you want to set a signature. Signatures are, let me see for an example. Do we have a signature here? Okay, yeah, this is it. Now, for this lady now, this particular lady, you can see this message that I got. Are you still interested in get response for email marketing? Let's have a call. Thank you, Marina. Look at her. She has a signature. This is her image down here, and then this is her full name, her business name, her company, and take a tour. You can have this as your signature. So it is not that every time she wants to create email, she will manually put all of this here. She already has it as a signature. So how do you create signature on this email client? So first thing you want to do is that you want to click on the particular email you want to use for this. Let's go to our tech support at a4sonline.com. So let's click on that, on this J icon, this settings icon, right? So when you click on it, you want to go to signature, right? You can see signature down here. You can as well have auto response, right? So now let me set one. Now you have to select the account you want to set for. So let me set for tech support a4sonline.com. So I want to set a signature name. Let me set a name first. Let me say IT signature. So let's have thanks IT department. Or yeah, thanks. I think I like best regard better. So you can have a lot of things. You can have image. We can even add image, right? Let's go ahead and add image. Let me look for A4S image or logo rather. Look for A4S logo. You can now resize it. All you have to do is to click on it, drag it, resize, make sure you get the structure, right? Do you want it below or after? All you have to do is just to properly set everything, right? Best regard. There's a comma here. One comma there. I think I don't like this image. I want the one without. I want image without. I want a PNG image, right? So I clicked on PNG image. Just click on it, and there will be a control at each edge where you cannot double click and drag to resize the image, right? For me, I think I'm good, right? So for this bed regard, I want it in italic and control I, you know, basically control I, or you can come here and click italic. So I want IT department to be bold. Just click on bold, right? So, and that is it. That's my email signature. And then after you've created it, just make sure you click on save, right? You've clicked saved, and then you want to come here for new email, you want to add it. And for forwarding email as well, it is your choice. You want to add it or not. But for new emails, you want to make sure that it is there, right? You can save it. Now, I've saved this. What I want to do now is to go and create a new email in tech support, under tech support. Now, let me create a new email. You see it automatically. I have it here, what we just created. Okay, so that is email signature. That's how you create email signatures and likes. All right, so that is how you create email signature. And for the auto response, you basically do the same thing. Look for the J icon, this settings icon. If you're using the same interface as mine or different, just make sure you locate where settings icon are. Once you get settings icon, you're going to see all these functionalities the same way I have it. You might not see a lot because me, I have a lot here. So okay, so you can go to auto response and set for the email you want. For me, I want to do for tech support, auto reply. Okay, auto reply is not supported for this account. Auto response should be supported for this account. Okay, you now want to click on add auto response and put in the message. And after you've added the message, then you can check out. So why auto response was not supported for this account was that you can only set auto response on your email server for this particular mail, right? And in some cases, I think it's because it is this new Outlook that I'm using. I mean, I've set auto response a couple of times on Outlook, right? So the same way we do for this, if you're using Google, if you want to set it on Google Mail, right? On Gmail rather, it is the same thing that you would do. You just have to click on add account. Maybe you want to set your office mail or your professional mail, right? Add account and then select the name and then put it there and structure it properly. Yeah. So that is that for that. Now configuring calendar system. Now for our calendar, you want to make sure that now calendar, no, let me talk about calendar real quick. Now calendaring tools can be built into email clients like Outlook, AppMail, it's on Gmail, there's Gmail calendar and others. Now the common calendar protocol, we have Exchange Active Sync as Microsoft Exchange environment to synchronize email, calendar, contacts, and text and tasks in real time. Okay, we have CardDAV to many to be used by many online calendar service like Google, supports CalDAV, and other open source calendars as well. We have iCalendar, that is ICS. When you see any file extension with .ics, that is they are sending you a calendar. So when you open it, you're going to see it will automatically add, or it might ask you that should it add it to your calendar or not. Okay, I don't have a visible example for us right now, but for our Outlook, this is once you want to come here, you can see the list of things I can access through this Outlook. I have my calendar here. All I have to do is just to click on it. It's going to take me to my calendar. So what is on my calendar? I have a meeting with Orelua and Will Wally Cress on Tability demo, right? That's Google Meeting 1:30 p.m. to 2 p.m., right? So I have another, I think I have couples. There is another one here. There's other ones here as well, right? Depending on your email calendar and others. Okay, so for me, this is my own mail calendar. All right, and this is what Outlook supports in this example. Now, understanding social media and various internet communication method. Right? Are we still with me, guys? Are we following? There are things we use day to day. I just want to make sure to, the places you don't
Yes, I'm
normally.
with you.
Okay. So the places you don't normally focus on are the ones I'm trying to, you know, brush up on. Okay. All right, let's continue with what we have at hand, understanding social media and various internet communication method. Okay, so for social media, right, we have Facebook, we have Instagram. Can anybody help me? Tell me list social media that we have, please.
We have Snapchat,
Snapchat,
Instagram,
Instagram, we
WhatsApp.
have TikTok. Why haven't you mentioned TikTok? Tell me. Are you not Gen Z?
I hardly use TikTok. I don't use TikTok.
Oh, nice. I like that. I like that. Uh, Adeshola, can you continue with that? I know you mentioned TikTok. Adeshola, just say something in the chat, all right? Okay, so now, haven't you like really wondered why, you're sending message, right? And sometimes you're just like, okay, we what is it called? It's is it secured? Are they looking into my chat? Maybe you're sending message on WhatsApp, right? Is it encrypted? Is he? Are you sure that what you're sending is not? They are not reading it somewhere else, right? So I just want to reiterate on that. Every social media have a policy that governs them. So your what's it called? Your messages are end to end encrypted. Encrypted in the sense that nobody can have access to it. Even the platform you are using does not have access to it. All right. They do not have access to it, right? Until you now try to give out your access. Maybe you're logging your WhatsApp onto a phone, or somebody logged your WhatsApp onto a laptop and other things like that. That is when there is breach in end-to-end encryption. But as long as it is on your phone, right, it is end-to-end encrypted. So that is that for the most of social medias that we use. And social media, it has an interactive and engagement section. We have networking and community building. We have real-time communication. And there's not really much to talk about on social media, right? Let's go to, it's what we use day to day. Okay. We've talked about the electronic mail, right? We've brushed through on instant mail. Now let's talk about instant mail. That's our WhatsApp, Facebook, more like our social media. that helps us, that support the sharing of multimedia, like our videos, our pictures, text and all of that. Calendar, we share files, we share folders, we share it within each other, and instantly it went through. I mean, maybe I'm looking at your status now and I like what you have on your status. I can easily ask you, please share, and then you will forward it to me. I mean, I will post it as well, right? So that's what I mean. That with the help of IM, instant messaging and chat services, right? So that's that for our communication. Now for our social network, yeah, of course, social network is uh the internet communication method within these platforms, from the Facebook to the Instagram to all other social media as well. We have our our online forums. We use different online forums as well. There's Reddit, there is Discord, there's Telegram. Telegram has community. WhatsApp as well have community now. I mean, there's WhatsApp community and the rest, right? So we have a bunch of others as well, right? And practical tips for efficient communication online. Now, always use encrypted connection. Now, HTTP, let me tell you the difference between HTTP and HTTPS. You should know what VPN is. I mean, most of us must have used it one time when in the Twitter was having issue that you can only use VPN to access it. They did not allow it for Nigeria anymore, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of story around that side, right? And most of us must have get familiar with VPN. VPN, VPN either strengthen your location, right? Your current location, or assign you a different location. That means if you change your IP address as you're chatting in Nigeria, it might tell you that you're chatting in New York City, right? With California, and all of that. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're using encrypted connection. Once you see a site which HTTP, the site is not secured. Now, hypertext protocol. Now, for the S at the back is what they call secure, right? The S stands for secure. That's security, right? You want to make sure that any site you're visiting is HTTPS, not just HTTP. Once you're seeing HTTP, the site is not secure. Please get out. Okay, you want to make sure that you put all this in consideration, right? And you stay organized. Always use folder, labels, or tag in your email to contain a clear interface in chat app to quickly find past communication, right? You want to organize this file so that you can find past communication real time. Now, device synchronization, ensure that your account and settings are synchronized across your devices. For example, setting up IMAP is for what? Synchronizing your email, making sure that the same mail you're getting on your email client is the same that is going on your server, right? At simultaneously. Now we have social media, we have the interactive, now we have internet communication methods, and we have various of them. We have email to communicate, we have our WhatsApp video conference like we are doing right now, we have discussion forum, we have blogs, collaboration platforms, and others, to communicate effectively. Now, what we want to do is understanding online conference and streaming, right? How does it really work? Now, the common one we use is Zoom. Right now, we're using Zoom, but we have Microsoft Teams, Google Meet, we have Skype. I don't think Skype, people still use Skype. We have to go to meeting, we have go to meeting rather. We have WebEx, not CBEX, WebEx. All right. So now there are protocol that governs all of this as well, right? For our video conferencing, we have SIP, right? A protocol that governs it is section initiation protocol, often used in traditional video conference IP system and other conference solution, right? SIP initiates, modifies, and terminates multimedia section. So we want to put that in mind as well. Are we still with me, guys? Benga, you're here. Nice. Nice to have you back on the call, Benga. Okay, so we have encryption and security protocol. Technologies like TLS and SSL. Okay, are used to secure the communication channel, ensuring privacy and data integrity during conference sections. Okay, you want to make sure that any conference call you're trying to access, they are secure, right? The link that was sent to you today now, the link that you used to access this particular, let me even go there real quick. Let me show it to you real quick. So look at this now, right? I'm showing the screen. Look at this. We have HTTPS dot. You can see the site is secured. These are the things you want to watch out for, right? When you're being sent HTTP without the S in it, you want to make sure that you verify if the site is secure or not. You always want to be security conscious in this tech space, right? Okay, now key component and technologies. We have hardware, and the hardware we use for video input, we use our camera, our webcam. Now on our PC, we just have inbuilt camera, right? Like me speaking to my computer right now, you guys can hear me. That's the audio devices. We have microphone, inbuilt microphone, often noise cancellation. Mine is not on noise cancellation. You could hear everything that goes on around me. Yeah, there was someone outside earlier. You could hear all of this, right? It's part of it as well. So you want to make sure that, you know, for the betterment of everybody, look for noise cancellation part on your mic and enable it. Okay. Now, computing power and connection, a stable and high-speed internet connection is critical. You want to make sure that you have a stable network for video conferencing, especially if you turn on video. Now, if you turn on video now, it is going to take a lot of bandwidth, right? It's going to drag a lot of bandwidth, and want to make sure that we stay focused and connected. We want to be in an environment where our network is solid. All right. Now, for sharing screen and collaboration. Now, participants can share their screen, annotate documents. We can do all of this on Zoom, right? These are things we do regularly on Zoom. We can record and transcribe. We can integrate other application, and we can look at me for an example. I'm integrating an application right here on the Zoom. Let me drag and show you very well. So I have this plugin installed. I'm integrating it into the Zoom, right? This is it at this side of my, right? I can use it to highlight particular things. Maybe I'm showing a document, someone is showing a document for me. I can use it to highlight a part on the site. Okay. Now for me now, I have the name of the app is Static. Let me see. Yeah, Tatuk. Yeah, this is it, right? GBT meeting summary. So everything it's going to do is that it's taking in my voice now, and it's going to summarize at the end of the class for me what is being said. Okay. So you want to make sure that you have all of these as well, to learn about them. Look for this kind of tool that will help you to like properly understand, or you making use
Can we
of
have the link
this.
to download, sir?
You say
I said, can we have the link to download the app?
the application, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try and yeah, I'll try and get it for you. But it's more like an add-on. It is not like an application. It's more like an
Alright.
add-on, maybe on your Chrome or anything, right? You
Yeah.
should, yeah. It's more like an add-on. I'll get the name for you. Can I get the name like that? Come in. I'll get the name for you. Yeah. Okay, let's continue, right? You want to integrate other application to help you properly. And for online conference, maybe you want to integrate your calendar, your email system, a project managing software to streamline your schedules and workflow, right? So now online streaming, as we Netflix and chill like we do, right? And you're playing video games and all of these things, right? Gaming, live gamings like Twitch, live gaming platform like Twitch, educational content like the webinar we are having right now. We are online streaming right now. We are online streaming because this is real time, right? So these are things that video conferences does. They help us with as well. Now, type of streaming, we have live stream, we have on-demand streaming, right? Currently, what we're doing right now is called uh, online streaming. Now, on-demand streaming, like Netflix, these videos are already there. It is not live anymore. It is there, but then you're pulling it when you click a movie that you want to watch a movie on Netflix, you're pulling it out from the server, right? You're telling the server that show me this particular video, right? So that is that for that. And type of streaming as well. Continuation, we have cloud gaming and VR streaming, right? The VR glasses and co, and integration with social features as well. They all have the social features in them. Now, HTTP, like we talked about, everything as well applied to the protocols applied to um, every other services. The protocol we talk about on the website about the HTTP, HTTPS. You want to make sure that you're secure when streaming live and others. Now, for the content CDNS, now content delivery networks. Now, this distribute the streaming content across server in various geographical location, and this minimizes latency, ensuring faster load time and allows for scalability delivery to a global audience. All right, so this is how we get to see our content on the go. When you ask for a content, you get to see it instantly. Like earlier when I was looking for cat pictures, I mean, as soon as I search cat pictures, all cat pictures was pulling together. When it was loading, it was pulling all cat picture on the web together very fast, right? So it is with the help of content delivery networks. All right, so that is that for that as well. Right now, let's understand digital principle and ethics skills and citizenship. Right now, what is digital principle? Digital principle provide a foundation for understanding how to interact with technologies, online content, and online content. They include digital literacy and accessibility and inclusive. I mean, the knowledge you're having right now, that is called digital principle, right? It is like a guideline on how to access the internet properly, where to go, site to see, where not to see, and the other platforms as well, right? You want to make sure that you are safe and secure on the net, right? So that is what we're doing right now. It's called, now let's go to digital ethics. Now, for digital ethics, which involves the value and principle governing the behavior of individuals, right? Everything has everything that governs it. On the internet as well, when you upload a picture and then somebody pick your picture and claim it that it is their own, right? You can sue that person because that's in some senses they are not honoring the the you as a person, let me say, right? Because every picture on the web has a meta tag. Now, a metadata rather, sorry. Now, in metadata, when you look at the metadata, let me pick a picture for an example. Let me pick the ones I have downloaded for an example. So I downloaded this async. Let's go to the property. Let's go to the property. Let me show. Okay, property is here. Now let's go to the property. Now you will see, let me go to details. Now this is the metadata for this particular picture, this particular downloaded picture, right? The name is and the type is. Now date creation and all of that, you will see the dimension and the width, right? Bit deep is 32 and the value. Now here we see the value and here are the property. All right. So on the web as well, all of them carries a metadata, right? That is called a metadata. The properties are called metadata. So in there, you will see the copyright. You don't want to be using other people work, you have to give credit for them, right? So that is ethics, that is digital ethics that governs them, right? And information literacy, the skills to allocate and evaluate and use information online critically, right? How you can access the internet, like how well can you browse the web, access this other information and all of that. So that is digital skills, right? And digital citizenship. Digital citizenship refers to the responsible, right? Ethical and appropriate behavior when participating in digital communities. It addresses rights, responsibilities, and the impact of one's behavior online. Okay, that is for the citizenship. You want to make sure that you browse the internet responsibly. You don't want to use vogue language to address others on the web, and then you want to make sure that you yourself, you know your right and your responsibilities, right? Like a lot, like what they do a lot on Twitter now, they can just see anything and get away with it. All right, you want to make sure that you know your right and use this internet properly. Now, infrastructure challenges. The little challenges we face in infrastructures are network expansion and maintenance, right? Nigeria now in the telecommunication infrastructure has a lag in some areas, particularly in rural environment. There was a time that MTN just decided not to work, right? For like weeks, we're not able to access the internet because MTN that we relied on in Nigeria decided not to work. What are we going to do, right? And these are happening constantly. Okay, so these are, little challenges we face on the internet, in infrastructure, right? Infrastructure challenges. We have power supply instability as well. Nigeria currently, we know NEPA bringing light and off. I mean, we had lights for a minute. Now they took the light. That's part of it as well, right? So we have high cost of access. Now currently internet has been doubled. The amount you buy 2.5 gig is not the amount you buy today, right? I believe before it was 500 naira or something. Yeah, but now I think it's about 1,000. I don't even know, right? That you buy those 2.5 gig, your normal data, you feel like everything has been tripled. So these are economic and cost barriers that we are facing, right? And then the regulatory policy issues, right? There are also things we're facing on the internet, the licensing and compliance, right? And with the high licensing fee can discourage investment by local and international service providers in underserved regions as well, right? The high cost of that. So now the summary. Let's go to the summary. The summary of infrastructure challenges. Now, limited high-speed network and unstable power supply, especially in a rural area, right? For the economic barrier, we have high cost of both customer and service provider, which restricts broader affordability and investment. Now, for the regulatory and policy issues, I'm just like taking the summary for what we talked about. A social culture factor, we have low digital literacy, language barrier, and concern over security and privacy that inhibit adoption. Thank you. Right? Is there any question? Is there anybody with any question so far? Don't forget your assignment, guys. All right. So for Temi, what is your full name?
Team Lulu ID.
Temi Lolua. All right. So in your assignments now, you can as well do what I did here, right? Where is it? 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 Wait, okay, yeah, it is here as well. Okay. All right. Do what I do here. Set it as this. Now give it a name. Give your document a name. Name your document, right? Uh, I'm not going for the header. Give your document a name. Let me remove this. Let me say Olugbenga for me now. My own name is Olugbenga Ajewole. Uh, beats, sorry, binary assignment, right? I want to make sure I center align this, right? No, that's just for my name, not for you, bro. All right. I want to make sure I center align this. And then you can have this structure as well, right? Have the structure. You can even as well do to give it a color, any color of your choice. Let me give it this, right? Okay. Why is it not going? Okay. It's asking me to pick. Okay. All right. So make sure you do this, right? Set this up and tell me what your full name is. For this, we're about to complete Abiodun, right? You can as well go ahead to complete Abiodun. That's for Abiodun. So you save the document. Make sure you save the document as your name, this assignment name, and send it to the moderator. In this case, Emmanuel, right? So please do well to send your assignment to him. Thank you so much. Is there any other question?
Sir, please, I have a question concerning the assignment.
All right, go ahead, please.
Is it the full name, like surname included, or just the first name?
No, just the first name, but you can go
All right.
ahead to do the full name. If you're confident in yourself, yeah, you can go ahead to do. The more you practice, the more you get better, and the more these things get familiar to you, you familiarize yourself with this function, so that when we are in a programming language class, right, we're writing code or anything, you can easily decode what the code you're trying to write is going to do. You see, the first step about writing a programming language or writing any code is understanding what the code will do, right? And understanding how a computer will interpret the code, right? So that. That is why you can do more, right? You can even write me a letter. You can give me a job. Like right now, you can even give me an assignment as you are, right? You can give me an assignment, just write a letter in the binary form. Tell me to, like, you can now write it down. Please translate it or something. Let's have fun, right? So
All right,
guys,
sir.
be creative about it. Yeah, thank you. Creative about it. Okay. Our time is fast spent. Let's do well to, you know. Uh, that's that for the call, right? Thank you so
Yes,
much,
sir.
guys. We see you guys later. Moderator, please go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, Mr. Benga, thank you so much for the session. It was really, really insightful. Um, our time is fast spent, like you said. Now we will be going into the cyber security side of today's class.